So just first impressions, just as you're walking up to it, as you can see, I'm 177 centimeters. I can walk under the wing. So give you a bit of an idea as to the size. So coming up to the door here, so these doors lock and unlock there. There's also an internal one that is on here. These seats slide, so you pull that forward, and I'm struggling to do it with one hand, but you can see it's gone up quite a bit and increase the back space as well. So these seats fold forward, just pull forward, and you can see there's a bit of room there. There's a fair bit of room even behind the seat. There's a parcel shelf there. I need to vacuum it out. I haven't cleaned it yet, but gives you an idea. I'll jump in on this one so you can just see just how much room is in there. Alright, so as you can see, it is a bit tight. Headroom's a bit tight for an adult. Like I said, I'm 177 centimeters, so it's definitely not huge. That's how that seat goes forward. But like I said, it's not really designed for an adult. It is pretty tight in here. I can't get my legs in, but a young child definitely can fit in here. And there it is with the seat back. So both seats go forward and back. This one clicks in so it doesn't, while you're flying, rattle around. I've just got all my cords here for my GoPro because I was going to go for a bit of a flight, so I'll try and give you an idea as to vision at head height outside the cabin while I'm flying, just to sort of try and give you a virtual tour. Okay, so I'm in my seat position. I'm about halfway back and forward, so there's still a lot more to go forward. As you can see, my leg room on the pedals, there's the brakes in under there, they're Matco brakes. So plenty of room, I'm not hitting here. The panel's just here. I can reach over to this screen, reach over to this screen. This door here, you can't reach the door to pull it down while you're sitting in here, but the passenger can. Here's this door. It can fly with the doors off too. So these doors can come off, but they just latch in like that. This one here, and that way it stops the front from pulling. These vents give you heaps of air through, but as you can see, plenty of room. I'm about 95 kilos too, so definitely not a lightweight. So this here, I've just got the radio. This is the radio here. Needs a bit of a dust. That's an MGL radio. This spot here was for the transponder, but I ended up not putting one in. There's the passenger side and the pedals. There's the hours. You've got USB ports, all circuit breakers, so there's no fuses to worry about. It's all circuit breakers. This here is a flat positioner. All you do is hit the button and it takes it to the designated position that you want. If this doesn't work for any reason, if it blows up or fails in some way, there's a flap override switch here. So all you do is flick that to override on, and then you can use your normal flaps up and down to get you out of trouble. I just put that in as a bit of a safety. But I always run on this. It just it's all preset to what I wanted, so I just hit the flap settings, and I pretty much fly with 2 settings: full up, full down. I don't use anything in between, purely because there's not a huge amount of difference in between. It's take-off roll. It actually takes off quicker, pops off the ground quicker at full flap. Because I've got so much power, it's not draggy enough to worry it with the, like I say, an underpowered engine. So I've got plenty of grunt to pull through with the draggy flaps. Pops off the ground, I hit up straight away. It goes up reasonably steady, and as I'm climbing out, it's going up and I'm accelerating. So it, yeah, it's really easy to fly. So this is the panel from my head height. This is it here. This is, I'll just try and turn around and look. Try and simulate as if I'm looking. So you can see huge visibility, heaps of visibility. And the panel just in here. That's all. And center control column. What I like about this is you can pretty much just rest your wrist on here and just while you're cruising along. It's only very small movements, but we'll go up and we'll go for a flight and I'll show you. Headroom's huge. So you can see headroom here. I've got massive amounts of headroom. 6 inches of headroom. Up here there's part of that frame structure. You can hold on to that. It's a bit of a handle to get in and out both sides. These go down to the engine mount. So you can GPS. I've got a spot tracker in this as well. But I'll end up keeping that, unless you want to take that over. You got lean and rich on your mixture, and everything else I can run through other stuff while we go up. I've got it's all hard fuel lines, like I mentioned. As you can see, they're all hard fuel lines coming in to a fuel tap up there, and same this side, hard fuel line into just a tap there. So they're the wing tanks. I just run with both of them on. I don't even bother switching on and off, because then you got to remember to turn them back on. And both tanks feed into a header tank. So these tyres actually look small, but they're a fairly sizable tyre. Let's see if I've got a tape measure on me. Alright, so they're Matco wheels and brakes. You can see they're about 430 mil at 430mm high, and they're and the width about 200mm wide, or just under 190. So you can see they're fairly sizable tyre. They pretty much take any terrain that I've thrown at it, and it's fine. It's got front suspension as well, and I think I've shown you that in the video before. Got these little this little bracket on here. It's a tow bar. Here's the tow bar. Basically, it just drops in there, and then you can pull it and turn it. So here's a good idea as to how high it is as well. So it's sort of a little bit up my shoulder to the top of the cowling. This is what I was mentioning before. This exhaust here, it's all spring clamped, so this can actually split from here and still retain from this one. So you can get rid of that long tube and just have a stubby muffler on it. I'll show you what I mean about not enough room in there. So there's not a lot of room. It sumps right there. So you can see that there'd be a muffler, but it would be hanging down and it would be blocking the path to the radiator, which is in there. I've just re-greased this, that's why there's a lot of grease on it. I'll keep it greased up. You can see in there's a couple of black spots. That's actually the grease that flies off in flight. Bit of degreaser in there gets rid of that. Every service, I pretty much just vacuum that out, vacuum any of the grass out. It just collects a bit of grass from the prop. There's a good example too. I've got my car in the background so you can see the size of it. Full span flaperons. Really big trim tab. Now there are a couple of paint runs around this. I'm not a expert spray painter, but it's come up pretty good. But there are a couple of little paint runs, but nothing really that anyone notices, so I wouldn't worry about it. If you're really concerned with them, you could buff them out, but I didn't bother about it because you don't even notice them in the whole scheme of the plane. So you can see still a bit dirty. I got a few bugs on it to wash off. Basically, I'm giving you a walk around before I wash it. I'm trying to show this is how I keep it. It is what it is. I'm not trying to hide anything, so gives you a good idea. In the real world, this is what it looks like. Here's my control cable. a couple of marks on these windows. I don't know if you can see that there. That's actually a thinner's mark when I was wiping it with thinners. Thinners doesn't like the perspex. It's an NR prop. So it's custom, this prop was custom made. It's a full carbon fibre prop for 160 horsepower. There's a few marks on it from stones, but all in all it's in good nick. It's only, like I said, it's only done 120 odd hours. Compression's really good too. So that should give you a bit of a better idea as to the size of it. So here's the passenger side, same again. It's got its own adjuster, so it slides up and back. Forward position. You can see there's quite a gap at the back here. This seat comes forward. So to get stuff in and out, it's actually really easy. There's a bit of a mark on here. This is a carbon fibre wrap, and putting suitcases in and out. Turn the corner of it, so there's nothing major, it's just a bit of cosmetic stuff. And full back. There you go, you can see that's full back. There's no gap at the back now. Plenty of room at the front. Alright, that's that door. Alright, so this is at my head height, walking around just to have a look. So I can walk right under this. I'll walk right under the wing. Just dip here. Got the VGs on the wing and in between the cabin. Alright, let's go for a bit of a flight and we'll talk some more. Okay, this is a cold start. So this is as simple as turn the key, feet on the brakes. That's it. It pretty much fires up first go, first turn. And now I'm just going to put the eye level, set the eye level up. Got to set the Wi-Fi up on each iPad. Alright, so you can see airspeed, altitude, vertical speed. These are all the engine instruments, RPM, volts.
coolant, oil pressure, oil temp, all these will stay out while it's red. When they're all green, that box disappears, it just runs on here. This side I just use the maps. And this here, don't know if you see it too well in here, but it's got all the same info. Scroll through. So I'm just going to let it warm up, and we'll go up for a flight, and we'll show you around. Okay, so we're just I'll just take it down to the other end of the runway, and we're good to go. Doors are locked, fuel's on both, controls free. Try and show you what performance we get. I'll have to hold the camera and put the throttle in. Turtle Park traffic, Mike Hotel Oscar's rolling 09 for local flight, Turtle Park. Alright. It's a bit bumpy today, so I'm struggling to get some sort of footage for you. You can see there, RPM 4,000. Alright, so this is what I see at head height. So as you can see plenty out of the front. Let's turn to the side. Gives you an idea as to the visibility of this thing. It's incredible. So I can throttle up a little bit, as you can see. 4,250, quite bumpy though. 4,250 or 4,500. Doing 100 knots. So you can do it if you really want to. I prefer prefer to cruise around. Obviously, you burn a lot more fuel at that speed. I prefer to cruise around at a bit of a leisurely pace. 3750. Don't know how good that turned out. It's a bit tough. It's quite a bumpy day. It's about almost 20 knot gusting at the moment, so quite windy. We're getting a bit of turbulence. But all these mountains around here, we get rotors off the mountain, so that's why we're a bit bumpy. But fly's beautiful. As you can see, these things, heaps of air comes through.
So I just took off the extension pipe just to see what it would look like, and also the sound difference. So I just went for a flight with it like that. It's actually no louder than with the long pipe. What you do get is a little bit of vibration under your feet, which would be the exhaust pulse pulsing under here. That's about all you'd get. But as far as flying it, it's no louder with it like that. Okay, so I've just put the exhaust back on. I actually quite like it like that, the way it is. It flies nicer, it's smoother, it's just all round a completely different plane with it on, because it's quiet, all the noise is out the back. So you can take it off at that point. It's not much louder. It is, you do get engine pulse under your feet, a little bit of vibration, but yeah,